Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into your love read. I apologize ahead of time. My voice is a little raspy, so hopefully you can hear me well. For the main cards, I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out as needed. All right. Okay. I kind of feel like these two cards over here go together. We'll find out as we go forward. Because I'm like, I want it in both places. I want both of these cards in both places, but I don't want them on top of each other. So we'll get there in a minute. Now, this is where they're starting. Your partner seems to be feeling a sense of loss here. And I get part of what the problem is they're kind of mourning that as things go on. They're feeling a sense of loss, they're mourning it. It's something that was of great value to them that they seem to have lost. And I'm getting this, the Queen of Pentacles is like before and after. Like it's a part of this Five of Cups. Like that's the whole standing of the situation. Like they were severely invested with the situation and they feel like they lost something. And even going forward, I feel like it's really hard for them to even let go of that. It's hard to let go of that feeling of really of losing something very important to them. Even if somebody didn't pass away, I'm getting like the grieving period is going on here. Like there's the 5 stages of grieving. I don't know them off the top of my head, but if you look them up on the internet, that might help you understand what they're going through. Especially when I get this is going to go on for a few weeks. Like whenever you're watching this, there's probably a good reason because it's either about to happen or you're already in it. They're gonna be feeling this loss, having a hard time moving on from it for a few weeks. And I'm getting like for some of you, you might not realize how emotionally invested they were involved in this situation. I'm kind of getting for some of you, you're looking at it like they were involved with a side hobby, and for whatever reason they can't do that now. To you, it doesn't. I feel like for some of you, it doesn't make sense why this is happening. For others of you, you see it to a point, but I'm getting for the most of you, you're not seeing like what they're feeling. I feel like there's a very deep emotional investment for this person in that situation. Because I'm not feeling like anybody passed. Not really. That's not really the energy I'm coming up with. I'm getting like there's a situation that they can't be a part of anymore, and it's really devastating to them. It meant a lot to them. They had a lot of plans going forward that I feel like they have to step out of because of whatever reason they can't do it anymore. They have to step out. For whatever reason they have to step out, and I feel like it's very devastating. I'm getting like those 5 stages of grief is what they're going through. Do you have... No. I don't feel like you're seeing it. I don't feel like you're seeing it. Like you have the 6 of Wands, like you realize they're upset, but I always feel like you're just kind of like, oh, they'll get over it, it'll be fine. But whatever it is, to your partner, it's devastating. It really is. I don't feel like you realize it. Because I feel like the way you would connect to that same situation would be different. So I don't feel like either you don't realize how emotionally connected, or you thought they were a little disconnected from the situation. For some reason, I feel like you're just looking at it like if I just give them some time to mull it out, they'll be okay, they'll be fine. I don't want to harp on it. I almost feel like that's what's coming from your side. Like, I don't want to harp on it and make it worse on them, so I'll just step back and I'll let them just kind of ease through it. But I don't feel like you're realizing that they're really devastated about it. You're just seeing like they're upset about it and they just need some time to like work through the thought and just let it go. Is that true? Okay. Now what's in your challenge position is the Ten of Pentacles. You're very secure, you're very stable, you're very dependable. You're viewing the relationship the same way, which is true from what I can see. General reading, of course, I know. But that's what I'm feeling here. The thing is, I feel like you're just kind of going along with this relationship like a normal everyday. I don't know if you're seeing it or not. That's what I'm questioning, because your partner is still upset. They're going through that for weeks. Like that, I feel like it's hard for them to pull out of. It's almost like a nosedive that's taking a long time for them to like, they're trying to pull up but they're having a hard time. They're really devastated about it. And I feel like you're going on business as usual, would you say? Relationship as usual? And I don't see you going towards them, or I'm not seeing an acknowledgement that that's happening. I just almost feel like they're going through something and you're not really clicking into what's actually happening with them, because I feel like they need you. But it's not like you're not purposely holding back. I just feel like you're not, at first you're thinking it's the best idea just to let them, work through it. So you're stepping back because you don't want to harp on it. You're feeling that's the nicer thing to do. But then I feel like you're not seeing that they're still feeling that devastation. I don't feel like you're seeing it. I feel like you're going through the normal day by day, and if they look sad or something, you're taking it as if they're tired, or they're like working themselves over a little too hard. And I feel like you're not catching on that they're emotionally devastated. I'm getting your partner's devastated. This is a problem. But I don't see you clicking in and recognizing it for what it is. And I feel like if you did, this would change. And I feel like that's the big thing here. Now, I'm looking at these other cards and I'm just like, are they going to say something? Is anybody going to say something here? You've got the Queen of Cups here. That's in your spiritual position. A lot of love for your partner. I don't feel like that's a question in this situation. I don't feel like it's a question at all. Though, especially the Queen of Cups in this deck. A lot of times I read her as like keeping her emotions to herself. Of course, with a general read, don't get caught up in the gender of the card, because this is Virgo. This is the Virgo representation. This is somebody who's very heartfelt, cares a lot about other people, but can also be very careful about not oversharing, or like kind of plays the poker face to find out what's really happening in a situation. Sometimes if this person feels like they're vulnerable, they'll hold back their emotions for that reason, to protect themselves. Although I don't get that's the case here. But I do feel like there's a holding back of like what you're feeling. But I'm trying to connect like with the why and what's resulting from it. Because I'm seeing two people. I'm seeing one person in the living room, kind of sitting in a chair, like they're looking like they're kind of like, oh. And then I'm seeing a person in another room looking over their shoulder, like aware that that's happening, but not sure what to do about it. It kind of like a little kind of upset about the other one being that way, the one in the other room, like looking over their shoulder, is kind of like upset that the other person is feeling a little sad or something's wrong, but like not sure what to do about it, and almost like kind of like I feel like at some point you're starting to see it, and I'm feeling like you're starting to see it. So you're kind of like, what am I gonna do about it? Because you're seeing like they're sad. You're seeing that they're like, ugh, like they're not having a good time about something. I'm not sure if you're connecting it with the actual issue. You might be. You might be. But you're looking at it like you know something's wrong. I don't feel like you're going towards figuring out what it is. I feel like you're looking at it like your partner needs a cheer me up, a pick me up moment. Because I get the Nine of Cups, and I'm getting like you're trying to cheer them up. You're trying to find ways to cheer them up. You're telling them how much you appreciate them. You're expressing your Nine of Cups feeling, like how much you love them, how much. Is it that? Am I going the right direction with that? I don't think so. Hold on. Because I'm like, when you have the queen here, I feel like she's holding back how she feels. Something is being held back here, but I feel like you're trying to cheer them up. Maybe you're not explaining like your feelings. You're not getting to like what you're seeing, that type of thing. But I feel like you are appreciating them. You're trying to cheer them up. You're trying to pull them away from whatever's bringing them down. Him, her, they, whatever's bringing them down. So you're definitely trying to. You're not dealing with the issue head on. I'm not even sure if you're seeing what the issue is. It seems like you're looking at it like if I could just cheer them up and help, boost their spirits, they'll be okay. I feel like you might be holding back about something else. Like you're seeing like how sad they are, but you're trying to like not. I feel like you don't want to antagonize them or make it a worse situation, and it's almost like you're viewing it like if I just handle this and like do something nice for them, take them out, just make them feel good. Like you're looking at it like that maybe can make this situation better. Because I don't feel like you're going. I don't feel like you're going head on to it. And I'm getting face ticks. I'm getting yawns. I'm getting you're having a hard time with this part, because you're aware that they're quite upset. I don't really feel like I don't know if you're really touching on it. You might be touching on the reason, but you're more like if I could just cheer them up, it'll start going in a better direction. I feel like you're relating to it in the sense of like, if we could just get this going in a better direction, it'll just take its momentum from there and it'll keep going better and just, improve exponentially. Your partner is still, they have the temperance. This is going to take them some time. The level of devastation is quite, I feel like it's quite severe. I didn't want to use that word, but that's what they're pushing through, so. Spiritually, they have the High Priestess. Now, what I'm getting spiritually, and I'm getting the no here with an exclamation, like they're not ready to see it. If they were able to see it, so if this reading is helping you and you're catching on to what the problem is, you're understanding your partner's going through this devastation. I feel like this could be a tool that could help you help themselves. I hope that makes sense. Because what I'm getting here is the High Priestess is saying, when something is lost, something is gained. When one door, it's that old adage: when one door closes, a window opens. You know what I mean? Yes, they lost something here that was of great value to them, but their opportunities for happiness are not gone. Something else is opening up to them. There's other things they can do to still enjoy the same situation. Not the way they're used to, but they can still enjoy it. They can still find fulfillment there. They get this no right above it though. Like I feel like is explaining that this might be like if you're able to bring this conversation forward, if you're able to see this and pull it forward, to recognize that they're just refusing to see that window. Like, you know what I mean? Again with that adage, like when one door closes, a window opens. They're refusing to see the window. They're just like, no, they're just like concentrating, like the door has been shut. I am locked in this room. The door has been shut. They're refusing to see that window. They're refusing completely. That's what this is saying. So if you're recognizing what this is about, what they're going through, and you're looking to like find a way to get them to pull up out of this, your biggest challenge is for them to recognize that window, if you know what I mean. It might be like pulling teeth to find that window, but it's there. Good? Because if you're able to do that, because I feel like that's the big thing. At some point, they have to see the window. Until they do, they're going to be, I feel like this grieving feeling. Excuse me, because I'm touching their energy. Yeah. That grieving feeling is going to linger. They have to recognize that window. I feel like that's important for this situation. Like there's a window there for a purpose. They're meant to see it. They're meant to do something with that. They don't have to be this. It doesn't have to be this bad. They were definitely gonna mourn it in some respect anyway. But like once they accept the window and like they accept the change and start to like consider it, I should say, maybe not accept is the best word. Consider that window. Things really lift for them. That's what's going to pull them up. They have to see the window, they have to find the window, see it, and then start considering it. Things will get better because at some point, when they do acknowledge that window, at least acknowledge it, that's when the Two of Pentacles hits for them. That's when they start to balance things out. That's when they start to feel a little better. I don't feel like this is going to be like an easy, just like, oh, there's a window, let me just jump out the window. I don't feel like it's going to be like that. But when they acknowledge that, it helps. It changes things. Now, I'm getting this on your side, the Strength card, that there's something better. Now, it depends how this is coming towards you, of course. I'm getting like you're going to want to help. I feel like you want it because the love for your partner is there. The strength is the strength is kind of like, I want to say wallowing through it. I don't know how that sounds. Working through it should be the better way to say it, I would think. But wallowing through it is kind of how I feel about it. The strength is like going through these conversations because I feel like they're fighting it tooth and nail. They do not want to see that window. They're just very in that mode like, no, the door is shut. The door is shut and I'm locked in this stupid room. And there's a window there. And I feel like I feel like the strength is you're trying to talk with them to discover the window, if that makes sense. Like you're trying to discover what the options are here. The something is better, that's kind of your advice from your guides, from the other side, whatever you want to say. That like as long as you are in this and you're kind of wallowing through it with them, just keep going through those, like there's other options, like what else could be going on, like what have other people done? What have other people done feels really good. Like what have other people done when this has happened to them? Like what have that I feel like is your easiest ticket to the door. Like, cause I'm positive your partner is not the only one who's ever gone through this with this situation, and I feel like they should know other people who have, and that might be your ticket in. Like, what have other people done when this has happened to them? Like, how have they worked it out? And I feel like at first they're gonna insist, well, they just accepted it and they walked away. They just accepted it because they had no choice. And you're like, all of them did that? I feel like if you push it that way, like all of them, well, that's what they had to do. I feel like you're going to get a lot of resistance. I do. That window is there, I'm telling you. That window is there. It's there. I feel like that's a big part of this reading, why this is coming towards you, because I feel like once you see it, you're able to help. You're able to pull this forward, to move them forward. What helps is that strength, but also the Hierophant on your side. This relationship is extremely important to you. I don't feel like that's any shocker. But I feel like you also have a view of it like, you know what? Sometimes there's good times, sometimes there's bad. Sometimes they need some extra help, sometimes I need some extra help. It's just how life works. And you're like, right now, my partner needs that extra help. So you're kind of suffering through it with them. That's what I feel like you're doing. You're just kind of like, I feel like it's taking a while. I don't feel like it's one conversation. I have to be honest with you. I feel like it's going on for a few conversations, but you're like, I love my partner. This is just one of the times I need to be there for them. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep working with them until things get better. Well, I'm going to keep working with them, and I'm going to make sure things get better. I feel like that's a stronger way you would put that. If this reading's heading with you, I feel like that would make more sense too if I put it that way. Like, I'm going to work with them until it gets better, until we make it better. It will get better. Sooner or later, it will get better. Like, I don't feel like you're accepting, like, this is the end of, like, they're just face down in the dirt. That's just how it is. I feel like you're looking at it like, no, this will get better one way or another, and I'm going to help them through that because this is how I am, and this is just the time for me to be there for them. I feel like that's what's making this better because you're just like, it's just where it is right now. I'm holding on. We're going to make it work. Because sooner or later that wheel does turn. The wheel turning is them not only considering the window, but like going to it and like acknowledging it and whatever that is, taking that avenue to make this better. Like, that's the wheel turning in their favor. Because I feel like once they accept it, that that's an option, I feel like you're going to push them to research it, see what it takes for them to go that route. And then once they start doing that, like, it just seems to take a life of its own. They feel better. They start going that way. Things get better. It's fine. Because justice, this will work out. That window, they're meant to go to that window. Sooner or later they will. Fighting it is not feeling good for them. You're not enjoying seeing them go through that either. The sooner they can find that window and go for it and start going in that direction, the better it will be. Justice will be here in the sense of, like, it will work out. I want to say, what's making things better is the peaceful resolution here. Yeah, I do feel like you're going to get some pushback when you try to help them. Because they're going to be like, there's no window! There is no window! And I feel like that's going to be one of those moments. Whatever you go through with your partner, I feel like that makes sense to you. But once, like, I'm getting the peaceful resolution is like, it's going to be a lot easier for them. I feel like they just have to acknowledge the window and it'll kind of take care of itself from there. I just feel like you're going to be a supportive element to it. And the peaceful resolution is telling me, once they acknowledge the window, it's going to be a lot easier. They just got to see it and acknowledge it. It gets a lot better from there. Are we ready? Good? Done. All right, that's what we got for Capricorn relationships. Let's do Capricorn singles. Capricorn singles. Messages for Capricorn singles. Messages for Capricorn singles. What do we have for Capricorn singles? Capricorn singles. Messages. Empowering messages that help them find what they want, to move forward in life the way they want to, and to be empowered with those movements. Alright. Capricorn singles. Alright, I bust these cards to match up with the ones already down to give greater insight and clarity, advice if possible. Alright. Like, do I want to pick up more cards? Or like, no. Alright. This is the strongest part. The environment, Page of Cups. You get the Two of Pentacles down here too, I was going to say that. I'll probably pick up that card next. That's the past. Somebody definitely is kind of flirty with you. They like you. But it's the page. Like, how do you equate this to a love situation in the sense of, like, they're flirty. They do like you. They find you cute. You know what I mean? They like you. They like you. I don't feel like they're like knocking down your door in the middle of the night like, I love you. But I feel, I don't know why it's coming across that way, but I feel like they're very flirty. They like you. You know, this could be more. They're looking at you like if you say yes to them, this could be good. Now, I feel like we're connecting in the past too. Like, I just feel like even when this started, you've just kind of like toyed with the idea, but not, you haven't given into it though. You're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're looking at it like it could be good, could be not so good. Like I feel like you're like they could be good for these reasons, could be not so good for these reasons, and I just feel like you're kind of like yeah. I just don't feel like you're moved enough to actually go forward with this. That's coming up to the present time here because I'm getting like a social situation that's leading into like the two of you ending up together in some sense. Either it's a date or it's a moment. That Four of Wands is making me feel like you're coming together quite strongly. Honestly, when I first saw this, I'm getting like there's some type of party and you guys are having a moment that's quite intimate. Whatever that works for you. Which is the Four of Wands, and I'm kind of like shocked that that's how that is. Because I feel like you're on the same page. You're both like, this is a good idea. I'm just worried that there might be alcohol or something involved with this. Some like either you're feeling really good, maybe there's no substance at all, but you're just really in a good mood, and it just seems like a good idea. Like things are just hitting just right. I don't know if there's like full moon fever going on here or what, but I feel like for a moment here, you're having a really good time with this person. You seem to be around with them. I don't know if you've agreed to a date and you're out on that date, but things seem to like, they go together quite well and you're very happy and things just seem to click in. You'd think this would be a good thing. I don't know. Because something is going a little wonky here. I'm getting this happens. Whatever that is for you, however that hit for you, that happens. And I get like right after that, it's like there's nothing. Like there's nothing. Right after that, like the next day, nothing. Nothing. And I got this death card here. And I get that this is how you're looking at this person. You're looking at this moment. This moment is either this is where it becomes something, or this is where it ends up being nothing. But from this moment on, it's either yes or no, and you're not going to live in the middle ground anymore. You've toyed with the idea for a while. This moment happened. I feel like this is the base, this is the earth you're standing on, in the sense of like, we either become something now, or we're done. And I'm not considering it a dead. Again, it's either yes and let's move forward, or no and move on. I don't feel like you're in the mood for a middle ground here. I just don't feel like you're in that type of thought. And because I feel like there's nothing, like the day after, I feel like there's nothing. Nothing. Your first reaction is, you know what, if there's nothing, maybe I should just move on. But that's the end of it. If I move on, I'm done. I'm not reconsidering it, I'm done. That's it. This is the weather, like this is the overall energy. I equate this to the weather. You know how the weather could change every few minutes, well, every few hours in some places, I should say. That seems to be your initial reaction. Now, I get this person's coming back around, and they have some reason about not talking to you for a little while. I just feel like there wasn't any communication for a little while. All right, excuse me. I got the face ticks and I got the yawns. So this is, I'm not surprised with the card I'm seeing here. They come around again. They do. Um, they have a reason. I feel like they're telling you why there was nothing the next day. I just feel like there was a small period of time where there wasn't really any communication. There's like nothing. But they do come back around. They circle back around. And I feel like they kind of plead their case and like why there was nothing. The Nine of Wands shows up in your reading next. Now, is it you, them, or both? I'm kind of getting both. I feel like they're realizing that this could be them losing that chance. This could be the end of this. And I feel like they're a little panicked, like this could be discarded before it had a chance. I feel like you're kind of in this moment where you're just like, this is why I didn't want to do this. It's because I was thinking this might happen. And I don't want to just drag this out a little longer just to get dropped on my butt. I don't want to like end up getting involved with somebody's life, see somebody for a few months, and then they're just like, bye. And then I'm just right on my butt. Right on my butt. Like, I don't want to do that. I feel like that's kind of what you're like, I feel like you're not confident with this because of that silence the day after, that silence that lasted, even though it was a small window, I feel like that's really concerning to you. Because you're stuck at this spot where you got two cards here. You got let go and you got reconsider. Now at first I thought this was saying either reconsider and give it a shot or let go and move on. But I feel like this is where your thoughts are. And I feel like they're saying let go of preconceived notions about what you think this person's about. Reconsider your standing and give it a shot. That's what I feel like it's actually saying. Like, I feel like you do have preconceived notions about this person and what you feel that they might be really about, but they're telling me, let go of what you originally thought and reconsider and give this person a chance. I just don't feel like that's going to be easy for you because I feel like you're like you see this card, this is your thoughts. This is the Eight of Swords. You see all that fire behind this person? But I'm also noticing very heavily there's a bull behind this person. I don't feel like you know this person enough to really understand what's going on with them. And it warrants a fair shake. It may be hard because I feel like it's like you might be afraid you're really going to get your heart trampled on in this situation. And I feel like that's why the fire with the bull is there. It's kind of like, I feel like this doesn't have to be this scary. But I'm feeling like that's why you're like feeling like maybe you should walk on from this. Because you're really seriously thinking you might get your heart stepped on pretty severely. And you're giving this serious thought. You are giving this serious thought. So I don't want to negate that. Because I see that in this reading. Like I see it a lot. Even from the beginning here where you were like, I don't know. You were giving this serious thought. You just, until this moment happened, this good moment, I don't feel like you were really going to do it. And I feel like you might have been kind of reserved to that. And then things changed. And then that quietness after, that nothing right after, that really, it like really played into your fears. Like you were going to end up, on your butt. Like you were going to, because I feel like part of this is, there is that chemistry there. And you're like, I could really fall for this person. I don't want to fall for somebody just to end up, with a broken heart. I don't want to do that. My goal is not to have a broken heart. I feel like that's where you're standing. Like, I do not have a goal to end up with a broken heart. Who has that goal? Nobody has that goal. And I don't want that to happen to me. But you're thinking about all these things. You got the Hermit here where you're standing. You do give this serious thought. You definitely are. Now, I'm getting that they're saying, like, reconsider, give this person a shot. You definitely have the right to do what you want, clearly. You got the Knight of Wands with the King of Swords here. And you got, right above it, get more information. What I'm getting here, like, if this goes optimally, because I do feel like you have the ability to really just walk away from this if you want to. I don't feel like anybody's going to force you. I don't feel like anything's forced here. I'm just getting like, the inspiration, like, if you give this a shot, you're going to be happy. You're going to be thankful that you did. It's a worthwhile situation. If you reconsider, I feel like this is what's going on. Well, they're telling me if you reconsider or if you decide to let go, this is what's going on. Okay, so if you reconsider, let's go down that road first. I feel like you're going towards that person and you're starting a conversation. King of Swords with the Knight of Wands, like you're actively going towards this person, kind of demanding a conversation, and you want to hash out what happened, why, where things are going. And I feel like you're even setting ground rules about silence and not communicating and what needs to be, how things need to be handled. I don't feel like you're accepting of, I feel like my hair is like really high. I don't know why. It's strange. I feel like you're very much like saying, I'm not going to do that again. We're not going to have those incidences again. If this happens for you and that's what happens, I want at least, for example, send me a text telling me, busy with work, family problems, whatever it needs to be. Just 2 to 3 words, and that'll appease me, but like for a day. And if the next day you're going to be busy again, just give me a couple 3 words, why, and we can hold that for like 2-3 days max. But at some point, you really need to talk to me. I'm not going to accept more than 3 days without you talking to me, explaining to me what's going on. But even on that day, you need to at least send me a text, 2 to 3 words, explaining like family problems, stuck at work, whatever it may be, major car crash, whatever it is. Tell me something. And that's where you're putting this. I feel like this, get more information. I feel like you're setting this up for the future. Like you're going to give me more information instead of leaving me in the lurch. I will not accept that. If you do that, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to set up for that. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not going to allow it. I just feel like you're setting that very strongly. With the King of Swords, you're like, no, this is how it is. If you want to be in this with me, this is how it is. I don't feel like that's a problem. And I feel like the other person might be looking at you kind of wide-eyed, like, oh, okay. Like, all right. Like, they understand, like, that's not a negotiable. They're getting it. Like, the wide-eyed thing to me says, I'm getting that they're getting it. They're maybe a little shocked because they feel like you're coming through with a lot of energy, but they're getting it. You're making your point. You're making your point. Now, you do have the ability to go the other direction, to walk away from it, to let go if you want to. I still feel this is going to play out. You're going to go to them, and you're going to vent about why you're letting go, and you're going to tell them about... I feel like you're going to tell them, like, don't flirt with me anymore. You had your chance and you blew it. And if you're letting go, if you're deciding that, actually this card comes through like you might want to get more information to really understand why what happened. I'm getting that they're saying you shouldn't walk away from this. I get it's a general read, but if it's kind of playing out this way and everything's falling into place, I'm getting like you really try to dig a little deeper, actively go towards that person, demand your answers, but before you like shut that down, get your answers about why, what happened, what's the deal. I just feel like that'll serve you better. And then after you get those answers, if you still feel the same, then that's that. If you get those answers and you're just kind of like you're not comfortable, you're just really not comfortable, they're saying, well, hold off. Tell them, give me that you need a week to think about what they told you, and then you'll get back to in a week whether you can do this or not. If you're uncomfortable. Like, I feel like some of you are going to come into this situation feeling, I'm going to end this, and I'm going to tell this person why. But you're going to start asking questions, and you're going to find out information you didn't know before. And it's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make you kind of a little unsure if it's really something you want to end. That's purposely going to come in. That's purposely going to happen. If that happens, give yourself time to soak that in. Tell the other person, I'm not really happy about this whole situation. I'm not sure if I want to go forward with this. But if you could give me a week, I'll give you my answer whether I can do this or not. Because I really need to absorb that. If you just explain to them, I feel like it'll go to your benefit. If they can't accept that, like, I feel like you're a person, if if this is hitting, like you need that moment to think. You need it to really soak in. I feel like you make purposeful decisions and you make that based on rational reasons. So they need to be able to step back and let you breathe when you want to anyway. So I feel like this is good for a couple reasons. So if you're going towards this like you want to end it, but you do get that information and it doesn't make you as confident like this is a good thing to end, tell them you need a week. Say, I need a week to think this over and we can talk about this again and I'll tell you where I really stand. I feel like this shouldn't be a problem. Because I feel like if you're getting information to make you uncomfortable, not feeling like maybe it's the best idea to end this, I feel like they're also going to be pushing towards the other person that they need to allow you to mull it over and think it through. I feel like a lot of this is going to be going to your favor in the sense of like pushing that information towards you and getting the other person to like relax and wait it out a week. Tell them a week. I'm getting strongly like tell them you need a week. Even set up a date for like say you're seeing them on a Wednesday. You're just going through all this stuff. You're like, give me a week from Saturday if that's what feels comfortable for you, or whatever you are. Next Wednesday if that's what you want. Whatever works. And tell them, I'll see you then, we'll do this, and I'll tell you where I stand with this situation at that time. I need time to think the answers you've given me over. I need to think about this for myself. I just feel like that will go to your benefit. I feel like you'll have a broader view. And at that point, if you decided no, then no is no. That's just how it is. I feel like the whole purpose of the information coming to you is to hopefully help you see the bright side of this and maybe give this a better chance. But you may stick with your no. That's your business. But like, if you at least give it that fair chance, at least the situation has a fair chance. At least you have that fair chance to not miss out on something that could be really good for you. Good? Good. Anything else? All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you very much for purchasing. Now, thank you for watching. If you'd like to purchase a reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.